Yeah, yay, thank you, no sound. Thank you. That was my honey bunny calling me, but you didn't hear that because you can't hear me. All right, I'm staring at the screen and I didn't see that. My apologies. Well, if I was doing this on Zoom, I would start the recording again. So we'll make sure and put in the replay for everybody when to start listening. So welcome. I'm so glad that you were there lip reading and watching me do this. It must have been amazing. So interesting, interesting. Well, actually, part of what I was talking about was technology issues. So how are we doing? Can you hear me now? All right, let me see here. Now, question mark. I think it's fixed. I saw a button. So, okay. So, I love it. So I was actually talking, part of that was talking about how interesting the technology challenges are. A bunch of you couldn't get on here. I couldn't get on here, that I got on without sound. And I go to a lot of different websites now that they're like, we don't recognize you, and they want to send codes and security codes. And I think it's our evolution. We're upgrading, we're changing, we're releasing a whole lot of anger, pain, fear, grief, shame, victimhoods and enslavement and misery and regret. All those lower energies are being released. So we're raising our frequency, and technology, the age of Aquarius, is expanding. The technology is expanding, and it is here to serve us. It's just we're going to go through a lot of ups and downs with technology. No, yes, maybe, I don't know. All right, good. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. My apologies. It took me so long to see it, but my beloved did call me, and I'm going to tell my... tell my team to please do that. I am supposed to. I have a little sign here. I'm supposed to check with Donna that your sound is okay. But it was hiding behind my mentor here and my Om. So we're going to dive into our meditation now. And this little Om came forward. I can see myself. There we go. This I have here in front of me. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Now I'm seeing myself. Ooh, that's a trip and a half. I'm seeing an Om within an Om and a me within a me. Ooh, la 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 la. Well, we're in the new moon, so make sure that you watch the spiritual weather report if you want some more information on it. And the other energies we're dealing with is Venus retrograde. Venus just went through a star point, which means it aligned with the sun, which is self, and it reactivated and it became an evening star from a morning star. That's big transformation energy. Leo is bringing you a lot of light, a lot of fire, a lot of spirit, and creativity and joy, and the desire to just do it. Let's just do it. I don't need a reason. I don't need a plan. Very good dose of that energy. Uranus is squaring the new moon, which means the planet of change and unexpected change and innovation and transformation, and can be pretty intense and shocking. And so those two power energies with this sacred feminine energy in the middle in retrograde, kind of softly going, let's look at your boundaries. Let's look at your relationships and surround you with love. Love, beauty, beauty being spiritual beauty. Like you can't believe how beautiful you are. And then acceptance of who you are, because all of this is so that you accept who you are, so you can be who you were meant to be, so you can live the life your soul intended. And that includes you connected to, working, co-creating with, and evolving all of your soul. All right, so I want you from this moment forward to move on your path with more awareness that you're not this. When our lives get small, we stay in this place and we're focused on our problems and that person and this, and everything seems so big. I used to obsess over the toilet paper, all different aspects of it. Not like it took my whole day up, but it was a big thing. And it wasn't because I care which way the toilet paper goes. I don't. It was because of my partner's seizure. He became kind of like an infant, and I take care of everything. And I'm in a different country, and I was renting homes, and I have to make sure. So there was all these details, and it was a big deal to me to just find the perfect toilet paper and not have to worry. So I want you to empty those, all right? Because this is a time of creativity and expression and breaking free. So take a moment now. I'm going to have a sip, and we're going to go into our meditation. And what I want you to think about is, what are you ready to break free from? What is optimal for your highest good for you to break free And I'm saying the same question in different ways because they're actually different questions. They're different frequencies. They're speaking to a different part of you because you are many, 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 many energies doing many, 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 many things in your chakras, in your pillar of light, in your rainbow light body, and on and on. And all of this physical body having layers and layers and layers from DNA and cell and cellular memory and so on. So I want you to realize that you're this very beautiful, very complex being. And you're here to live the life your soul intended. And we're going to enter this sacred temple. And the moon has just showed me that they have a temple here for the moon maidens. I don't know who the moon maidens are, but they've been coming through. This is now the third or fourth time. I didn't know this. This is all, everything I do outside of the context I channel. What are we going to talk about? So I can tell you, hey, come on over. We're going to do something to do with this. But within that context, from this moment forward, we are in a pure state of receiving and allowing without tampering with, right? Don't taint or flavor the beautiful, pure, divine energy coming through you and to you all the time. Now, as this comes through, whatever the energies are that you're ready to break free from, they might be something you know in your mind. You're like, oh, I'm ready to break free from that. I don't want to ever eat that again, or I don't want to be emotionally attached to food, or I don't want to worry about money, or I don't want to judge myself about this, whatever it is. It just could just be, I just don't want to go out again when there's a lot of bugs. Don't do it because you got bit. I don't know. All right, but anything, but you don't have to know what it is. So the beauty is if it pops up in your mind, great. It's either you, your ego, your frustration, something you're holding on to. You want to accept it, let it come into the circle. The other part of letting it come up is allowing your spirit to speak to you from a subconscious or superconscious or soul level. Always a fair amount of throat chakra clearing going on when channeling is happening. And so most of the day I'm in a semi-channeling state. I flow between the worlds. I'm constantly talking to everything around me. Everything is alive. And I'm only interested in the parts that are attuned to love, light, and guidance for my highest good. And yet, if I'm carrying, if any one of us is carrying a thought, here's a good one. I wanted to mention this. One of my students brought this up, and it's a good idea. We're going to do something right now. As part of the beginning of our new moon meditation, we're going to acknowledge the moon and the moon maidens, and they came in sort of in a form. This is so interesting. They were like a moon maiden idea. Can't tell. Airs on. And into this soul retrieval. And one of the places we went in this session yesterday was to a life where she was being trained into a sisterhood, into a healing method, into very, very strong, intense work with the inner vision, the inner eyes, the senses, the ability to receive. It was super sacred feminine kind of school. And what I saw was a whole long line, I think they said 100 later, of 100 maidens. Very specific, this whole maiden energy. And interesting, so we have Black Moon Lilith with us right now. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I want everyone to acknowledge the Infinity Healing Chamber. And I want you to recognize the gold and silver ray that are creating this light structure around us, are healing and protective, and they support you in whatever's optimal for your highest good. Enter and ask yourself to be here, open heart, open mind, fully present, full of reverence, joy, and love. I'm ready to step out of where I am and into this temple between the worlds. Now you can feel there's a clarity and an expansiveness to this place. And we are in the moon. Okay, so I'm receiving very specific messages I'm going to drop in. So I want you to relax and ask yourself to be a clear and open channel to your highest good. And to simply relax into the center of your being and watch like you're at a movie. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to know what it means. When you enter a sacred space with me, there are energies working on all levels of your being. And because we ask and create the space in a sacred way, it's only what is optimal for your soul. So be receptive, be relaxed, be open. Take a deep breath in. I awaken the sacred feminine within me, the receptive yin. I call on Venus, Black Moon, Lilith, and my own divine sacred feminine. Let the breath go as if it's bathing you in this dark, dark, soft space. It is the new moon, it is Black Moon, Lilith. But in this dark space, you feel as if you're held in the arms of the Divine Mother. A mother so strong, she is complete and whole within herself, and her heart beats with yours. Let your heart rhythm and sync with this divine, sacred feminine. Drop and sink deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Feel as if you're rocking back and forth, and all the energies of strength and power and light and change and pulling and wanting, they're all fading away, far, far away. They no longer captivate. All of your intuitive senses return to this moment. The moon maidens appear. A line of 100 moon maidens standing along a sacred river. The side of the river is ancient stone. Behind them, stone arches. An exquisite ancient temple. It's twilight, and you stand face to face with the first moon maiden. You look along this line as it curves around a bend of the river. See, they're all in flowing robes that are glowing, and they seem so beautiful, and then they seem transparent or invisible. And they all seem to come and go. They have no relation to the dark within them or around them. They each hold a moon, a sphere of golden light. It shifts and changes, all of them different movements. It's silver, it's gold, soft, it's intense. You can see the energy glowing in their hands as if they are one with these spheres of light. We are the moon maidens. We are the moon maidens. And we have within the ancient meadows and structures, within the vines that hang in the forest, within all places that you enter, caves, beautiful water. Whenever you feel that sense of sacredness, we are there. We do not belong to earth. We do not belong beyond. We are here. We are here to bring you back, to bring you back into your wisdom, to know, to create your own sphere of light that you gaze into, that you receive from, that opens you to become the seer that you have been, the oracle that you have been, the healer that you have been. All of the things that you have been, they all exist within you. They all hold powers. When you accept this, you become the divine feminine, a sphere like a moon appears in your hands, cupped. You feel it as if it's forming from within you, pouring and drawing things from your cells, down your meridians, out of your hair, your head, your veins, pulling it down your arms into the sphere of light. You watch and sense it. It's becoming a seed. This is the time to give it yourself permission to release this. I call on the divine Luna, the sacred feminine, the silver goddess Re. I call on Black Moon Lilith, Gaia, the divine sacred mother, the galactic goddess. I call on the sacred feminine in all forms, from Venus to the youthful, strong, independent Artemis, to the divine mother of Demeter or Hera. We call on the sacred goddess and the maidens that go into the depth and the shadows and the darkness for us. We call on the inner child and Persephone. We call now to Aphrodite. All of these divine sacred energies take the form of Brigid, Sekhmet, take the form of all the goddesses and all the worlds and all the times, all the places on the earth that have held the sacred divine feminine are now ready to awaken. When their light is released, the divine Mount Meru will return, the center of the world, the merging of all dimensions and realities in form here on the planet. Like an umbilical cord through time, space, dimension, this is your goal. Return home. You are a light. You have powers to read light, to move light, to mix and blend light in so many ways with your words, with your hands, with your intentions and your actions. Today, now, Black Moon Lilith speaks to the deepest, darkest, disowned parts of your heart, your womb, your sacral. Yes, yes, all of you. Matters not if you're in a body of a man. We've all been women. We've all felt the sting of power over, power taken, voices suppressed, walked on, dismissed, asked to submit, take a back seat, give your power up for survival, hand over your body, it's not yours. Well, I say no, and I said no. I was the first woman. And I still hold my power, and so do you. It is not wrong that Eve and certain lineages embody all roles of feminine, all roles of masculine. That's why we have been here. The gods, the spirits, the animals, and the planets, they are here, always watching, always supporting. And we weren't told that. We were separated from knowledge and then blamed for all the problems, the pain, yet told to fix it, to clean it, to carry it, to be burdened by it, shame and misery. No. Today we must shun this. This moon, you break free. You realize that you don't need to fight. You simply need to speak. You don't need to do anything to anyone. Did you hear me destroy cities? Did you hear stories of me be vindictive or hateful? No. When I was outcast because I didn't want to play that role, I was proud, I was happy. I ventured into my life with my soul in my hand and I said, now we can do it. Now we can see, what is this about? What has been created? And I can tell you that it's stunning when I see what you have created, what has been done to the planet. And yet, it is also strange. The energies of shackles and burden and disowning and judgment, taking your power, this is rampant everywhere. The beauty of your creations is covered, is in the dark. Because every time freedom speaks up, something pulls back. You don't have to agree. You do have to allow. I bring now the strength to your heart to go into the deepest, darkest part of you that still feels attached to others, to their opinion or their money, to their love or their approval. It is not that you leave your relationships. It is that you free your relationships, because none of them are your slave. None of them owe you anything. None of them did anything to you. Stand in your power. I am the sacred feminine that says, of course I'm wonderful. Of course I'm worthy. Of course I have my intuitive powers and my strength. I can manifest in the physical world. I can travel the other worlds. My intuitive powers are not shunned inside of me. They are celebrated. Now is your time. Don't make your anger towards anyone else. Allow it to raise within you so that it leaves you. It is poisoning you. Why am I black? Moon, Lilith. Because I chose to stay in the yin. But it doesn't mean that I don't have the strength to create. Don't ever believe you need anything. Always know you have everything. If you knew that you were holding a bag and if you opened it, it would have exactly what you need. You don't need anything except that faith, because that's the truth. Anybody who puts stories between you and your truth, they're not relevant anymore. Take your power back. Any belief, any family, any religion, any government, any school, anything that told you you can't, you don't, you won't, you shouldn't, anything that said you have to give your power to me, you have to behave the way I want you to, you have to speak the way I want you to, you have to look the way I want you to, you have to act the way I want you to. No. Thank you for the invitation. No. Not now. Not ever. Because I can love more when I'm free. I'm not entangled in all of that. That's the blackness. But I live in it because I've been in the shadow. I was pushed to the side. So much of your power has been pushed to the side. You've had to mask it. You've had to pretend. You've had to make it into symbols, and you've had to spend time trying to find all of the wisdom. It's within you. It has never left you. You were just tricked into believing the illusion that you aren't enough, that you don't have it, that what you truly desire is not what you should have or do. Not now. No. Come into the moon. Let this darkness hold you, sink into it completely. The secret to your power is that you are pure love. And when you are pure love, there's nothing between you and the source of pure love, divine love. And when you are love, that love is complete to you, to the body, to the path, to the footsteps, to those people on the path, to the past places you remember, to the ones you won't remember. You are love, so everything flows. The harmony of what you require in the moment rises from the darkness like the magic 8 ball. It feels so justified to have anger, to try to find someone to blame now, some group or some people, some government or some person, someone in your past, something in your other lives. You can justify it, I'm sure. Is it worth it? Do you want to hold on to it? Do you want to keep tangling up with all of that? Who, what, why, where, when? Stop the struggle. Just step back into your heart. Step deep into the blackness in your heart. This is where your sacred power is. It has retreated to protect itself. But now you will hear. You will hear the goddesses. You will hear the angels. You will hear the divine planets. Gaia will lead all of the energies because we must balance, heal, and this must happen within love. Wrap now in the deepest, blackest, darkest part of your soul's heart. Allow the dark guides to pull from your heart anything that's overwhelming you. The dark guardians are obsidian. Dark angels, all those that live through love in this realm. There is a goddess tending a small fire deep in this dark place in your heart. She's trying on her knees to ignite the light. She is a maiden. She is the maiden Ishel, the moon goddess of the Maya. She has the sacred snake of the awakened in her eye on her head. She has the rabbit next to her. a crescent moon on her back. And she bends over this little fire, rubbing, attempting to spark a light within this deep, dark space. Ask that you enter and assist. Come forward down on your knees, bend over the fire, cup your hands, and trust that the wisdom within you from all of the soul's experiences knows what to do. Come forward. You see and sense a glowing light coming from your palms towards this little fire pit. Artemis Diana enters the circle, the sacred young maiden goddess of the woods and nature, of freedom, pure feminine strength, wisdom, ability to run through the forest with the deer, to communicate with the animals, the trees. She kneels too. The three of you work your magic into the fire. Now, sudden cloud of rainbow dust like begins to explode out of the fire. You keep your hands there. Everyone keeps their energy. You're all looking. You see and sense your hearts are connected into a triangle of light. There's light moving between your hearts. From Michelle to yours, from yours to Artemis, from Artemis to yours, from yours to Michelle, back and forth and around, higher and higher, faster and faster. Everything now transmutes into a flame that is really a mist, really tiny, shiny particle, pale violet, green, yellow. This is all that is in this dark place in your heart. It is big and soft, filled with sacred feminine, divine power. I accept and receive this and ask that this healing and transformation in you, as long as is optimal, releasing so that I may reconnect to this inner part, my heart, my power, my creativity. Thank you to Leo for inspiring joy, for bringing fire to burn in my heart like never before, to bring me the courage and the confidence to shine bright, to be who I am, to love who I am, to Black Moon Lilith to stand behind me. No matter what, you have it, you know it, you are it. All of these divine energies now I accept this in my heart, through my veins and my body. Feel the glow moving through you, pulsing out. Now, poof, fans into your aura, and poof, into your emotional body, and poof, into your room, and outside, poof, going through the town and the earth, and continuing to expand this divine strength, sacred feminine, fire, and transmutation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I enter my body in this moment to walk in my power. I remember and acknowledge this divine connection, healing, release has been ignited. I surrender into the love of this divine space. Leo, new moon. Thank you. I accept. I enjoy. I overflow. I accept. I enjoy. And I overflow. I am that I am. Ea, Escher, Ea. I weave into my body and my central channel a new path. I walk now into a new timeline. I am the observer. I speak and walk in love with myself, knowing this fire is ignited in my heart. Is divine, sacred feminine powers are mine to remember, to embody. May this circle be open, yet unbroken, and a clear path back to any power, any guide, any messenger, any soul medicine that is optimal. Remain. I walk in love and leave a footprint of love in power, self-acceptance. I free all who near me as I free myself. Now feel these beautiful divine guides, their connection to you. Is there a particular message or symbol, feeling, a word, name, or a vision they want to give you to realign with Black Moon Lilith and her power and her self-love? Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful and blessed day, everyone. Thank you for coming on that journey with me. And I love you too. I love you, Brittany. Did you send that thing off in the mail? In the dark. In the dark. Light. You. Namaste.